have to admit, getting a General Zod versus Jor-El rematch in 1945 post-World War II Germany, not really on my bingo card this year. The film Nuremberg is based on the true story of the 1945 Nuremberg trials. This was the first prosecution of its kind in which major war criminals were tried against the law on the national stage. It established some key international laws and set crucial precedents for the future of global peace and, in the event, consequences for international war. So let's go ahead and tackle the plot first and foremost. Now, anything you might have seen about this movie, the trailer included, it presents this film as a type of a courtroom drama in which you have the Allies going against Hitler's last brigade of Nazi congressmen, or whatever they called them. I don't really know what the proper term is. And while the courtroom drama aspect of this film is definitely in it, it is more relegated to the finale and kind of a capstone on the story that is presented within this film. The script for this film is based on the book The Nazi and the Psychiatrist, written by Jack L. Hay. We follow the psychiatrist Douglas Kelly, played by Rami Malek, as he attempts to psychoanalyze Nazi Germany's second-in-command, Hermann Göring, who is played, of course, by Russell Crowe. You're following a psychiatrist and you're watching him go up against one of the most evil people in all of history. Now, as somebody who is studying psychology at university, I have to admit, biases be noted, I was very, very excited that this was the movie I was getting versus the courtroom drama. I love courtroom drama as much as the next person, and there is enough in this film to satisfy this itch. But it's more of a philosophical, what is evil truly, and how do we get to the root of it? That's more of where this film likes to play. I, for one, really enjoyed it, and I think it's expertly done, and I think even if you're not really going into this with that expectation, and it is a surprise to you like it was to me, the film does deliver on a quality time, excellent cinematography, astounding performances, and some really interesting questions such as what is evil, how do we identify it, and what made these people so different from us that allowed a Holocaust to happen. But first, we're going to start with the performances. I know it's coming out in November. I know that's Oscar season, and I know people probably tire of Oscar bait, but if there's any performance that deserves an Oscar this year, it has to be Russell Crowe as Hermann Göring. He's sharp, he's intimidating, he's entertaining first and foremost. He has this presence about him that when he's in the scene, it feels like you're just watching a different movie. He outclasses almost everybody in this entire film, and it is a joy to watch. And I know I'm kind of getting a little artsy with that, but like, there's certain movies you watch where even if you didn't care about the story, the person you're watching on screen is going to pull you into it, and you're just going to watch them do whatever they're doing because they have charisma. And opposite of Russell Crowe for most of this movie is Rami Malek, who plays the psychiatrist Douglas Kelly. Rami does produce a really, really convincing, really compelling performance, and he kind of had to. Because if he didn't, this film wouldn't have worked, because a bulk of it is in a prison cell where Rami's character and Russell Crowe's character are just kind of going back and forth having conversations. But it's a little deeper than that. There's this sort of intellectual battle happening where each one of them is trying to find a little bit of a foothold, to get a little bit more up on the other, to try to find information, try to find some sort of personality cue, just trying to find something that the other person isn't willingly giving them. And then a couple more performances just to round out this section of the video. Michael Shannon plays the U.S. prosecutor who kind of got this Nuremberg trial event in motion. He was one of the progenitors behind it. Everybody knows, phenomenal actor. He does not disappoint in this film. He delivers a monologue at about the halfway mark that is really gripping, honestly motivational, and I thought he was phenomenal in this film as well. And lastly, Richard E. Grant, who plays the British prosecutor in this film. I just thought he was funny, and I thought he had kind of just this energy to him that made you kind of want to see more from his character. So I just always enjoyed when he popped up on the screen. He wasn't in the film entirely that much, but he did have some important moments. And if you know the history of the Nuremberg trials, I bet you probably could assume what he's going to do in the film. Performances all around in this film I thought were phenomenal, and I really hope they do get recognition for these roles, because some of the best I've seen on the big screen in quite a long time. Now, to kind of get away from performances, I did want to go into a little bit of a warning, because I think I think the target audience for this film isn't really going to care that much, but this is not really a movie to bring your kids to unless you're trying to show them the atrocities of the world. It really does go for it in showing you exactly how evil these people were and the true nature of the atrocities that were committed during World War II. So in a way, I appreciate the movie for showing it and kind of reinforcing in this modern world that throws words around like Nazi so willingly, that no, this is what true Nazism looked like. This is what true evil was. So I kind of appreciated it for that, but I did just want to give you a warning that mature themes throughout, especially to the ending, that it's going to be hard to watch. Moving on to a little bit more of a positive note, this film does balance those true horrors with some quality, funny humor. I know that's kind of a crazy segue, but I think it's important to note because a movie like this, with these types of subjects and themes and visuals, could just come down to a depressive, slog, draining film that you kind of would walk out of and be like, oh, I either need a drink or I need to watch like Cartoon Network for an hour just to bring some life back into my body. And I think it was a good choice. And they do it in a tasteful, contextual to the character's actions way that really kind of makes the movie not feel as depressive and dark as it could have been. And the last thing before I wrap up this video and get you guys on your way is I wanted to mention the pacing. The pacing really contributes, similar to the humor, in making this movie feel a little bit more bright than it would have been. This movie is focused on two things. It's focused on the trial, and it's focused on the interactions between the psychiatrist and Hermann Göring. And it knows that. It's a rare movie that knows what it's supposed to be. It takes you from important event to important event with a little bit of a respite with some backstory for some of the characters, and then it goes important event, and it gets you on the way. And it's so refreshing because this is one of the only movies that I've seen in a very long time where it rolls credits and I was like, damn, I wish there was like 30 minutes more. So guys, in the end, Nuremberg, from its emotional lows to its thrilling courtroom highs and the really important and deep philosophical questions it asked, this may be one of my favorite movies of all time, and it is 100% worth the price of admission, and I will most definitely be buying this on Steelbook if it does come out on Steelbook. So that's going to do it for my Nuremberg review. I really enjoyed this film, and I hope you guys do the same. If you do see it and you do enjoy it, please leave a comment below and let me know what you thought about it. I would love to discuss a film like this. There's so many different angles and avenues we could discuss. That would be a pure joy, honestly. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, please hit the like button. I would really appreciate that. It helps out the channel. If you want to see more of my movie reviews, if you want to stay up to the date on the latest trailers, because I do trailer reactions as well, go ahead and drop a sub. That would be really, really cool. At the time of filming this, we are 2 subs away from 160 subscribers. That would be awesome if we hit that. And as always, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.